It was supposed to be a quiet weekend. Just me, a rented tent, and some peace in the woods behind my cousin's cabin. The first night went smooth. Second night, not so much. Around 2:40 a.m, I woke up to a faint knock, not on the tent, from inside. Like someone tapped the fabric from the same side I was sleeping on. I froze. I hadn't heard a zipper. No rustling. Just a knock. I slowly reached for my flashlight, heart pounding so hard I thought it'd tear through my chest. I clicked it on. Nothing. I leaned up and whispered, "Is someone there?" Silence. Then something breathed, right next to my ear from inside the tent. I threw myself backward and ripped open the zipper, ran barefoot into the woods. Didn't stop until I saw the cabin lights. The next morning, I went back with my cousin. Everything was untouched, except one thing. Inside the tent, carved into the fabric from the inside, were the words, "Thanks for letting me out."
It was September 2023, and I just started packing for a solo camping trip. Every year, I take a week off work and disappear into the wilderness. No phone, no signal, just me and the trees. I never tell people exactly where I go, and I'm not about to start now. Let's just say it's remote enough that even rescue helicopters wouldn't find me unless I fired a flare. With some help from my mom, I packed enough food, water, fire-starting gear, and everything I needed for 6 days off-grid. She always said the same thing before I left. "Please be careful. I have a bad feeling this time." I smiled like always. "It's not a place with bears or mountain lions, Mom. I'll be fine." I took a bus to the foot of a mountain, got off at 5 a.m., and started hiking into the forest. 3 hours of walking later, past trails no one uses, into land no one touches. I reached my usual spot. I'd been here before. I felt safe here. By 7 p.m., my tent was up, firewood was stacked, and I'd already eaten dinner. I sat by the fire carving sticks with my Rambo knife, a weird tradition of mine. By 9:15, I was in my tent, sleeping like a rock. The first 3 days were perfect. No noise, no trouble, just the sound of leaves and birds. Then came night 4. I woke up at 2:25 a.m. to a loud rustling outside, directly behind my tent. I froze. At first I thought it was an animal, until I heard footsteps. Slow, heavy, someone wearing boots, walking in circles around my campsite. I reached for my knife, then my handgun. I always keep it zipped inside my pack just in case. Whoever was out there wasn't talking. They weren't trying to scare me. They were scanning. After 30 minutes of this, just footsteps, I snapped. "Who the hell's out there? I've got a gun. Show yourself or leave." Silence. Total silence. I held my breath, clutching the knife. I aimed my flashlight toward the tent zipper. Left, right, nothing. But then, behind me, a sound, a slow inhale, like someone standing just outside the back wall of the tent. I spun around and pointed the light, and that's when I saw it. A silhouette, massive legs, a long jagged blade, like a machete, hanging from its hand. I screamed, "What do you want?" It didn't move. Then, slowly, it walked backward into the woods. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. At 6 a.m. I unzipped my tent. No damage, nothing stolen. Was it just a crazy hermit? A hunter? Why come here? Still, I couldn't bring myself to leave. "No," I said to myself in pain, "I'm not letting this ruin my one damn vacation." That evening, I set up my night vision trail cam in a nearby tree, just in case. I didn't really want to know what was out there, but I knew I had to. At 9:10 p.m., The forest screamed. A shriek, not human, not animal, echoed through the trees. I panicked. I ran straight into my tent and zipped it shut, forgetting to sync the camera with my phone. Shit. Then I heard it. Something charging through the woods. Branches breaking, the ground literally shaking. It entered my camp and let out this deep, heavy breathing, almost like a bull. It stomped, hard, and snuffed out my fire in one hit. I held my knife, reverse grip, ready to stab. I covered my mouth, but it knew where I was. It moved closer, right to the tent. And then I heard the zipper move. I grabbed for my gun, but fumbled. The gun hit the floor with a metal clink. That was it. It heard it, and dove to the side of the tent. I screamed, pulled the gun into my hand. Silence. Then a roar, and footsteps running away into the woods. I didn't sleep. I didn't even blink. At 4 a.m., I decided to get the trail cam. I stepped outside. It was pitch black. I knew the way by memory, but halfway to the tree, a disgusting stench hit my nose, like something dead or rotting. I ignored it, reached out. The camera fell from the branch. Night vision was still on, so I saw its glow and grabbed it. Crack! Right behind me, a branch snapped. I turned and ran, pointed the camera at the tent, and there it was, standing at the tent flap, holding the blade, breathing, waiting. I bolted into the woods, crashing through thorns and roots. It chased me, full sprint. I tripped, fell, rolled into a bush and aimed the camera. There it was, right there. He was massive, wearing shredded clothes. His skin was raw, burned or peeled, eyes bulging out, no hair, no eyebrows. His face was torn. He stood over me. Then he screamed and walked away. I didn't move for 30 minutes. When daylight came, I followed the crushed grass back to camp, grabbed my gear, and got the hell out. I eventually got signal and called the authorities. Turns out, I wasn't the first. 3 other campers vanished in that region earlier that year. No bodies, no clues. Oh, and the camera? It showed something I never saw live. There were 2 of them. One was always right next to my tent, even when I was outside. If you're ever out in the woods, don't just listen, watch. Because sometimes what you don't hear is exactly what's waiting for you.